Honey, the CNC machine's here. I recently ordered the X-Carve from Inventables. It is a CNC machine that is geared towards the hobbyist. I got the 1000mm model, which gives me about a working area of 31 by 31 inches. I opted for the NEMA 23 motors and the 24-volt spindle. For how big the machine is, I was surprised at the size of the two boxes. All of the pieces for the machine came in their own boxes and bags. All of them were labeled and came with everything the component needed. I knew there was going to be a lot of pieces, so I prepared a table to assemble on. The entire build from start to finish took me about 12 hours. None of the machine comes pre-assembled. You put the entire thing together down to the nuts, bolts, and wiring. All the instructions are found on Inventables.com. The instructions include videos and photos, and take you from start to finish. I started off by assembling the X-Carve, which is what holds the router and travels from left to right on the machine. Next up, I assembled the two Y plates. These enable the machine to travel front and back along the Y-axis. Each Y plate will have a motor attached. Now I attach the X-axis to the Y plates. Remember to slide on the X-carriage before securing the second Y plate. I also found it helpful to use empty boxes to hold up the rails so I can secure the plates. Now I will slide the X-axis onto the Y-axis rails. Again, I found it very helpful to use empty boxes to hold them up. These two pieces of aluminum are what will hold the machine square and parallel. Next, the belting needs to be installed. The belting is connected to each end of each rail. This is what the motors grab onto to move the machine in the various directions. One of the last mechanical sections to assemble is the Z-axis. The Z-axis is where the router is mounted and moved up and down. Next up is the most tedious part, wiring. Each motor has its own wiring as well as the router. They were all fed through the drag chains and wired up into the motion controller and power supply. I definitely recommend taking your time with this part. The electronics are fragile and make sure the wiring is correct. Step is to try it out. Unfortunately, it did not work right away for me and I had to do some troubleshooting. I found out that the operating system I was running on my laptop was not supported by easel. I also found out that the motion controller was not seated fully in the Arduino. I want to thank everybody for watching. I have so much I want to do with this machine for upcoming videos. I am also making a separate video on how to make your own hold-down clamps for the X-Carve. The video will be linked in the corner above and in the description.